In the beginning, there were words. It was by this powerful word that every planet and star was conceived. This word was a message of grace and love, composed from his author's hand, written across the pages of time. His pen was life, his paper the earth, his purpose, his love. From the dirt, his hand formed life and manifest his holy narrative through Adam's race.
I might have been looking for something in the wrong place. When you're growing up, that's all you know to do, or that's what that's what everything tells you to do. Hey, go to this place, go to the club. Like I always believed that, I'm not perfect. I always believed that, but you always strive to, you watch TV and you always see the people trying to be perfect or look like this or do this and this, that, and the other. And when you're younger, you get caught in that.
It would be whatever instant gratification would come up. Going out, drinking, probably having way too much fun at times. There comes a point in time where you're like, my heart's empty. I need a little bit more than that. May I have the chamomile, please?
For the what?
The chamomile?
Chamomile?
Yes.
I can't even remember I started doing drugs and smoking and everything at such a young age that even thinking that drugs was bad or a big deal wasn't even, much of a thought for me. I think one time on the average, one time I was thinking about it, there would be about 3 days a year that I wasn't high on something. I felt alone, and I really seemed to crave a relationship.
When I start turning it over to him, it's just like, you know what, Adam, you are perfect and you always will be. Now I'm gonna use you and show you how much I've always loved you and show you what you need to do for others.
I would say he gave me so much peace that no one else could ever give me. I needed more than just my own agenda. I needed something more substantial. I wanted to fill an emptiness, and that void was fulfilled by my relationship with God.
Once you have that, having that love inside of my heart, where that you know that you're loved, that you know that He's real, that relationship, that love that He gives me, it surpasses everything. It surpasses any question or anything that I could try to possibly feel with that, because I've tried so many things.
Every author has a purpose. Every story has a meaning, and every phrase is carefully crafted. His words aren't meant to be lined in red and black ink, but to be written on our heart so that we can continue the story.
I started reading my Bible. And I know that sounds like a cliche answer, but if I'm gonna become better friends with somebody, it's usually because I'm getting to know them better and I know their story. And I didn't know all of God's story, and I'm still learning every day, but getting to know Him better is building that relationship with Him.
The love that I have for Him, and I know He has for me, is continuing to grow and grow and grow, and it makes me, it's filling me up so much. Now I have to pour it into somebody else. I have no choice. It's like filling up a glass of water. Eventually it's gonna overflow. You've got to start pouring it out. You keep filling back up so you can pour out to more people. And it just becomes a trend at that point.
I think God God loves all of us. I think He set it up to where we can all have a relationship with Him through Jesus. You know, I hope and pray that people have seen the change within me and the changes that I've made through my life, because those weren't things that I could do on my own.
He's calling me to be a doer, not someone that just sits on my hands, but someone who makes a difference. And I don't think it has to be some huge thing, but just someone that takes the initiative to make a difference.
I really think that His purpose for me is just to help others. I don't know what way He wants to specifically use me, but you know, doing Switch and witnessing to people outside of church. So He's using me to help these people know Him.
I believe He's using my life to show others that He can change you from the inside. It just seems like it all comes together, that all my past stuff, all my stuff in my past, and then He's able to use me to help these kids, you know, get through their struggles and stuff, and use me as an example. We're created, and there's a purpose for that, and I believe the purpose is to have a relationship with God, and I believe He wants to have a relationship with us.
Sometimes you don't realize you have your own story. I think that it helps me understand, you know, what exactly I need to do, how exactly I need to serve, and bring glory to Him and His kingdom.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men. Our words pass from one to another, from death to new life, creating a string of beautiful sentences that tell of the author's eternal love. The very power that caused the mountains to rise and the night to fall now lives in us. And by grace, His story becomes our story.